Welcome back. This session is going to focus on how do you write your research report, how it is different in quantitative and qualitative research, and what really does it take to have a good, sound, and profound report. Well, writing as a skill, it is different between writing research and writing for general purposes. And I can just simply identify three main differences identified by some researchers that writing research need sense of control, and you have to be very careful about whatever you have written, because many assumptions, many decisions will be based on such recommendation you raise it. You have to be very critical, specific. In addition, research writing is controlled in the sense that you need to extremely be careful about whatever you write, the words you choose, and the ideas. You should not be biased. You should only explain the ideas or the point you have reached, or in your conclusion. And also, as I said earlier, the validity and the reliability of your instrument should be also clarified. So validity and the verifiability of the basis of the conclusion you make. In addition, number three, research writing must be accurate, clear, less mistakes, free of ambiguity. This is why you should make it very explicit. Logical in the sense that it's follow the systematic approach for scientific thinking. Your writing should not be based upon assumptions rather than facts or your findings. Okay, and it's important to put this while you are writing your research report. As we discussed earlier, research actually they're divided into three types. But whenever you are doing, we have quantitative research and we have qualitative research. Now, what I want to say here, writing or making a report of each type implies also different type of reports. In quantitative, it's very analytical. You use shapes and graphs, use statistics. So these are very important whenever you are making any quantitative. When it's come to a qualitative, no, it's very descriptive. This is as well descriptive, but it's based on this one. Here, no, it's very narrative. As a researcher, you have to have long, what they call it, brief. Okay, you have to know how to express yourself well in writing. Okay, all the points or the claims you want to make. So what are the things to be included at any report? As usual, we have to have the cover page, which include the title, your name, your details as an author. It's also you have to have an abstract, the summary of the research. You have to have a content page. Then you have to have your introduction, and then its importance within the introduction. Also, as other researchers put it, separate your statement of problem, your objectives, the research questions, then other classification as well. In addition to that, you have to also have your literature review, and then your methodology, methods, the data collection instruments, as I said, and then your sampling or your sample size, your data analysis procedures, And then the most important things, you have to have your findings. Okay. In addition to the findings, you have to have also your conclusion. Your recommendation should be included in the conclusion as well. And you have to have your reference list. And then your appendixes. All of these are important to be, and different other things can also be added, but these are the main ideas to be included in the report. The research report is actually the report you sent for your thesis, for your dissertation, the report you sent for example, if you want to publish. So in many occasions that your research is not being accepted and it failed, you got F for it, or the journal won't accept it. So what are the reasons we can, identify for having your research report not accepted? One thing is that the assumption, yet you make your research on a weak assumption. Number two, you have a lack of, for example, clarity issues. It's not clear. Okay, then you have a lack of methodology. Whatever you are doing, you are not obtaining the right methodology. Okay, your research design is wrong. For example, you would say that I'm using quantitative research, while when it's come to focus, you are using interviews. Okay, and then it could be also your language. You have issue of your language in terms of spelling mistakes, clarity of words, and the findings are not explicit. They are not relevant to the topic. Your research, your research questions plus your title plus your research problem, all of these should be relevant to each other. If there is inconsistency in these, it might lead to the fact that your research won't be accepted as well. So other things also can be identified. For example, you haven't used the scientific approach to write the research. You have a lack of for example, old references uses, not updated. The issue of being updated, you are not update. Okay, the validity and reliability of your instruments are not studied well. Okay, something related also to your ethical research, So as I said, it's important to make sure that you obtain all the criteria for having a sound, solid, and correct research in order to have your research proposal or research report accepted. Thank you very much for listening. I wish you are doing well with your research. Next class, hopefully, we'll talk about references, and that will be the last part of our project. Thank you, and wish you all the best.